Hello, my name is ASDELLIZAH. So for the introduction, I will give a brief explanation about change management and human resource management. So change management is one of the survival keys that many organizations need in order to thrive in this era of technology. It is an activity that is carried out in a methodical manner with the purpose of preparing an organization for continuing environmental changes in the context of business and operation. In order to determine whether or not there is a need for change, one must have a comprehensive awareness of the existing condition of the operational environment of the business, as well as a distinct image of how things may be more effective. A straightforward definition of change management is a strategy that may be used to prepare an individual, a group of individuals, or an organization for a desired future state. It also dealing with the modification of an organization's objective, procedures, and technologies. Organizations are under continuous pressure to embrace new technology in order to maintain their competitive edge and to consistently examine and adapt their survival strategy. In today's world, change management necessitates the use of cutting-edge tactics as well as more conventional approaches. Change management may also be seen as a creative process that adapts to the requirements of an organization while maintaining the company's overarching goal. When learning and changing processes interact constructively with each other, and when employers and workers know that change is a learning process and learning is a process of change, change management is at its most successful. Learning and changing processes interact positively with each other. In order to maintain a competitive advantage in the market, the procedure should be organized in such a manner that it allows for the management of people, processes, and technology in reaction to changing business strategies. Over the course of the last several decades, both the management of human resource and the changing environment of the business world have undergone a substantial shift that have been accompanied by obstacles. A managerial function known as human resource management (HRM) is involved with employing, motivating, and retaining employees in an organization. It places an emphasis on individuals working inside organizations. The process of establishing management system to guarantee that human potential is employed in a way that is both effective and efficient in order to achieve organizational objective. In most business and other organizations, human resources are used interchangeable with human resource management. In the job of HRM supervision, employee recruitment and the hiring process, as well as managing workers in organization with performance management and other related tasks are included. Human resource is sometimes left out of the transformation process in an organization. Nevertheless, human resources are at the center of the corporate environment and play a special, distinctive, and essential part in adapting to change. It has been argued by both academic and HR professionals in the field that if human resource departments want to contribute value to their organization's operation, they need to transform themselves into strategic partners that help their employers meet their operational goals. Based on the article, the author listed 7 main points regarding to the explanation of human resource change management. The article focused mostly on the challenge that are now being faced by human resource management. When it comes to human resource management, the most typical problem is one that emerges in connection with the hiring process, organizational pressure, and employee engagement. Because of the quick pace of the technological advancement, there is a significant generational gap in the recruitment process between old and new generation. New generation of HR managers have been forced to adapt to the advancement of technology. Because of this, there has been a shift in the way people interact with one another, and it is imperative to have a better understanding of how to manage potential talent. This is due to the fact that specialized skills and knowledge are typically dissimilar to one another. Secondly, in order to employee to be able to deal with the pressure of their jobs, human resource management must take steps to assure their physical and mental health and well-being. On the other hand, the term employee engagement relates to the performance of workers, which may contribute either positively or negatively to the organization. In most cases, an organization will rely on supervisors to provide workers with incentive. However, organizations often neglect the fact that employee engagement often involves observation, cooperation, and learning from higher leadership. The second primary subject that was spoken about was the situation of human resource in the future. In today's world, the majority of organizations have created and begun to make use of a wide variety of tools in their organizational operations. Gamification, which is used to make the recruiting process more appealing, big data, which has information on prospective talent and assists in decision making, and artificial intelligence, which forecasts future behavior. Next, the authors emphasize the change strategy of HRM practice by employing Kotter's change model, which it is another important topic that was brought up while addressing the creating change management strategies. The first stage is implementing this strategy is to create a feeling of urgency by persuading and motivating other individuals to adapt to the changing environment. The second stage is to form a coalition that includes individuals of various backgrounds and level of expertise in order to increase the amount of energy the team has. A third step is creating vision and methods for change via energizing and targeted technique are the essential strengths of the coalition to fulfill the goal. Because worker acceptance is the most important factor in the success of any change plan, the first stage is to convey the change plan to the connected employees in some way, whether directly or indirectly. The fifth step is to empower action, during which the team should identify and eliminate all of the obstacles as well as give assistance to execute the change process. Creating short-term wins is the sixth step, and it is vital to avoid the loss of momentum and to keep the organizations involved in the change activities. The success should be tied to the change effort and they should be visible across the organization. The seventh step is to maintain a consistent effort in which the team should be tenacious in order to maintain an urgency level that is sufficient to accomplish change. To ensure that organization can continue to adapt to their environment, it is necessary to formulate new objectives. Last step is making it stick by cultivating change and making the necessary modification with the goals of concentrating on making the improvement more permanent.
The writer also put a strong emphasis on promoting suitable intervention, which are related to a list of activities, action, and events that are designed to enhance organizational performance. The article identifies 4 kinds of intervention, which are referred to strategic, techno-structural, human process, and human resource management intervention, respectively. However, in the case of human resource transformation, the most prevalent type of intervention employed are primarily strategy and human resource management intervention. The first kind of intervention are human resource management intervention and place a focus on the performance of individuals within an organization. It includes the development of the recruitment process, the assignment of the tasks based on the employees, level of job satisfaction, improvement to performance management, and career development, as well as improvement to diversity program and the recognition of employees through the provision of reward. Therefore, the use of game mechanics in non-game context apps may be defined as gamification, and its implementation in organization can make such application more participatory and efficient in the process of reforming human resource management. Okay. Second, the process of implementing change in an organization strategies planning is accomplished via the use of strategies intervention. The goals of this intervention is to bring together the many change components that have been begun by the organization executive. Okay, so to simplify the auto differentiate between the gamification tools and Kotter's change model as to see which one is more efficient and effective. Gamification in recruiting has several benefits. The shortlisting process will be more efficient and effective since the organization may measure talents like time management, creativity, and innovation. While having fun, applicants learn corporate information and rules. New technology or method are introduced. Every recruiting process involves investigation and monitoring. Gamification facilitates seamless structural change when used to manage change. Kotter change models presents a comprehensive checklist of change-related issue. However, the models steps must be followed in order and cannot be bypassed. To save time, combine procedure or evaluate for fluency throughout the transition. Change or transformation plan may not need all model stage. Some stage may not be connected to change management, making it difficult for organization to execute them all together. Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NOOR HANISAH binti RAZMAN. Okay, let's proceed to the problem statement of this article. According to this article of Human Resource Change Management Strategies in the Digital Era, the issue occur when human resource is always face many challenges in recruiting right talent and ensure the candidates have a higher understanding level. This issue happened since technology became more advanced and it has influenced people to change in terms of the way people think, communicate and react, handle the problem, and etc. As we can see nowadays, technology makes the hiring process be more easier to be implemented compared than before the technology exists. As an example, makes an advertisement of hiring new workers through media social such as Facebook and Instagram. This issue makes more talented candidates that suit to that position will fill in the job vacancies. By this way, the technology are able to improve the way people work in the workplace. However, in order to implement an efficient work process as follows, the head of general organization and human resource manager need to improve their skills and on how to manage effectively. This is because human resource need to invest a lot of money, time and energy to improve their management level using the technology that available today. As we can see, workers of the first and second industrial revolution were considered as a labor-intensive workers, which mean those who are the data knowledge workers. Contrary with the new generation worker now, who work in the digital era, has forced themselves to be obligated to know how to use and operate information technology, such as use database management system or do advertisement in media social wisely, or else it may be hard to them doing their job if they do not have this kind of skill. Therefore, it is not easy for human resource management to do change management immediately, because it may take more time and energy to do many strategies and effective measures to adopt with the new environment workplace in digital era. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone, especially to our beloved madam and to all my fellow friends. So my name is EZLAN. So today I will present about reflection based on the article review report. Based on the article that we have reviewed, the information in this article has present a problem. The problem is about the human resource management become a key of component of any corporate organization or any organization to become a part or medium to become of agent of change. This is of course because the human resource department is the most closely located with the workers and play a role in recruitment. As a result, the involvement of human resource department, whether in any level, it's a good thing or it's a good idea, and it will become more comfortable and more idea that will come out soon. So this problem is the wake up call problem, where the Department of Human Resource need to be involved in the top level management or any level of management that have in the corporate organization. This is because they know about the top level management ones and the executive one, so that the changes of the executive one can be implemented inside the firm. So by using the human resource department, it means that the human resource can establish a requirement for each job position that is now accessible. If the corporate organization need a change, so the human resource department can bring a value to the organization of the business. This is because it can become a strategic partner for the firm to achieve the business objective. For example, if the business or the corporate organization, if the company want to have a good employee, who have a flexible employee which have another skill or add extra skills such as in coding, in using the Microsoft, using the Excel, so human resource need to be involved in any level of management. According to the author, 70% of change initiatives are unsuccessful. Even the person that has been brought to the company is a specialist. This is because the lack of involving the human resource department has become this case become more difficult and complicated. So, when the human resources department has been involved in any level of management in the discussion in the meeting, it will consider that the most effective model for organizational transformation and will cause difference to a cause inside an organization when changes are applied. Based on this article, the problem is that arises when the human resource management is not being involved in the any level of management, especially to the top management level. So by involving the human resource department, it will make some changes and solution for the organization. So the problem also can be solved by boosting the sense of urgency. Creating a sense of urgency is typically the first step in significant change initiative at the majority of successful organizations. The purpose of this is to make people aware of the benefit of change and encourage them to help with the change. So by creating the sense of urgency, it will make the company slowly and have the process from change from another to become more better and another to a new method in the company. This also about to give information and the detail to the employee so that they understand why we need to do a change. Not only that, so by the employee have the information and details why we do a change and what is the process of change from another one to become more better to a new method to a new environment, so they will encourage the spirit or passion of themselves to help the organization to change. Not only that, the next solution is by building a strong team in order to make change in the organization. Why we need building a strong team in order to make a change? This is because the human resource will have the ability to guide and motivate the worker to make changes. Because as we know, human resource department have their own skill, have a skillful person that they have already learned. So by this, a strong team will make changes become easier and more effective. For example, the human resource department worker or employee, they already have some courses in making the worker or the employee, another employee, become more motivated, and they have the skill to influence people so that the change will become more easier. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Zarifah Aina, and now I'll be given some recommendations that the author of this article can improvise from our group's opinion, which the title is A Review of Human Resource Change Management. As we read this article, we found that the author of this article needs to conduct some additional research findings to give strong support on his essay, which it is what he lacks. For example, the author can compare it to the situation of human resource management in an organization before and after the technology era happened. As the author can also do some questionnaires to human resource employees in any organization about their opinion on the subject matter to show the changes within the pre and post digital era. As we are talking about human resource changes, it will also be better if the author presented the transformation process of human resources by giving less statistical data, since it needs to show the flow of the time on how human resources overcome those issues by changing and else. Moreover, since the author itself bringing about the state of human resource, he needs to explain further details about the challenges in human resources, because based on the article, the author just presented to the reader as a brief, which make the reader leave no clue about the state of human resource, like how problematic issues that HR have to handle alone. In addition, given that the issue is about human resource changes, the author should be able to show any example from any organization today that is experiencing the same difficulties and propose some solution to those problems, given that the topic is about human resource changes. Which this give a big hint or simple way to make the reader more understand and relate into their environment and their workplace. Other than that, as we see on this article, we identified that this article has focused only two types of recommending appropriate interventions, particularly human resource management intervention and strategic intervention, which actually there are four types of recommending appropriate interventions. Instead of only focusing on two different types of recommending appropriate intervention, we believe that the author should at the very least provide some brief or minimal explanation about the other types of interventions, primarily technostructural intervention and human process intervention, as part of the reader's knowledge, because it is also important. And last but not least, from our recommendation into this article is, while the author provides a quick description of Kotter's state change model, we urge that he expand on his explanation by providing a basic example for each step that has been claimed to be capable of improving the organization performance. Importantly, this theory has already been applied at the strategic level of a business organization, assisting in the transformation of the organization as a result. So, to make the reader more understand in this article, especially for the Kotter's step change model, to know that it's very useful and good, it needs example as a simple way to relate it to in their mind. In conclusion, it shouldn't be too difficult for the reader to grasp the information presented in this article in terms of how available human resource workers will respond to and adapt to the impending problem in the technology era in the foreseeable future. And it is not difficult to understand Kotter's step change model, which was developed in 1996 by the Professor John Kotter. This is because the theory itself demonstrates on how business organizations employ this process at the strategy level to change their vision, with the change in the organization being the result. As we can see from his perspective, the behavior of individuals as opposed to strategy is the most significant aspect in achieving successful transformation in the organization itself. It is disputable that even if people have the best intentions to solve a problem, their plan will fail unless they make adjustment to the behaviors that contributed to the problem in the first place. In addition to this, The author did a good job of elucidating the concept of gamification in a way that was easy to understand for the reader. Gamification is, among other things, all about attracting, engaging, and drawing attention to a diverse pool of potential applicants for the position that is being advertised. Since the organization is fighting to hire the best of the best from among a large pool of candidates in this technology era, gamification can take numerous shapes, as demonstrated by the word itself. In addition, gamification is a solid platform because it was innovative in its ability to attract qualified and skillful job seekers, and it is one of the most effective ways to develop an employer's brand because, among other things, it distinguishes a company from its competitors by the skillful and qualified employees. This makes it one of the most effective ways to attract qualified job seekers.